All right, guys. Like I was telling you, hey, welcome back from the break. We are still doing systems of equation. Does anybody remember the three methods of solving systems of equation? Do you guys remember those? What do you got? Like elimination. You guys remember that where you would stack them and one would cancel out and you would solve for the other letter? You guys, I see a lot of nodding. I know it's the first class back after the break. I get it, 100%. You know, you've been out of school for a week. I understand. Okay, I get that. Okay, so I expect you guys to be a little rusty with this. Okay, so elimination. We're going to talk about that in a minute. What about you guys remember substitution, where you solve for one, you plug it in, then you solve for the other one. We drew a bunch of arrows. Do you guys remember that? Yes, no. I see some people like no, nope, nope. That's fine. Today we're going to talk about those two, and we're also going to talk about the third one, which is graphing. I told you that was by far the easiest one, didn't I? That's coming today. Okay, so these notes are probably going to be a little bit longer, but it's just going to be kind of a refresher, and then we're going to go into like a review. Okay, fair? All right, cool. Let's talk about it. First one. Now, your notes have it listed as graphing, whatever. This is what we have. System of equation. Which method should I use? It is important to be able to look at a system and recognize which method would be best. When you start solving your test, I've told you guys several times, I'm not going to care what method you use. As long as you get to the right answer, it doesn't really matter which method you use. Some people love the graphing one. So if you can set them up into y equals and just graph them both, 100% do that. Okay, 100% you can get that done. Okay, so do me a favor. While I'm getting this stuff set up, go ahead and open up Desmos really quick. Go ahead and get your Chromebooks out. All right, so here we go. Elimination. Okay. Now, I told you on your notes, they're not going to be in order, okay? Now, if you look at your notes, it actually says graphing, and then it says substitution, it says elimination. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go elimination, then I'm going to do substitution. Basically, I'm going to go in the order that we did them in class, okay? So elimination, do you guys remember these? Okay, first of all, go ahead and open it up, log in, but please do not do anything else. I know that you have your screen open up in front of you. Please do not sit there and play games. All right, here we go. Elimination. When like terms are stacked, okay, this is for your notes. This is for your notes. When your like terms are stacked, you can do this, or they're lined up or whatever. I call it stacked. Okay, just type in Desmos graphing, by the way. All right, so let's talk about this one right here. Let's talk about the one in the middle. What matches up? Everybody look up at the board. What matches? The one in the middle. The y's. You have a negative 5y and a positive 5y. Do you guys remember that? So I would cancel out the 5y's. What's negative, or what's 3 minus 7? Nope. Negative 4x equals negative 17 plus 9. That's negative 8, right? You guys remember this now? And then we divide by negative 4. X equals 2. Now, what do I do after that? Does anybody remember? Go ahead. You plug in the x to one of the equations. You pick whatever equation. I'm just going to choose this one just for the heck of it. You guys with me? So I've got 3x minus 5y equals negative 17. What was x? 2. So if x is 2, I'm going to put that 2 right there. You guys remember that now? I see a lot of nodding. People are starting to remember it? Yes? Okay. So if x is 2, it goes right here. Minus 5y equals negative 17. What's 3 times 2? 6. And then when I move it, it becomes negative 6, right? So I've got negative 5y equals negative 23. I know it's going to be a decimal. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Unless I did something wrong. I don't think I did. Negative 4. No, that's right. Negative 5, negative 5. Y equals positive 23 over 5. You could actually just leave it like that. 23 over 5. So my x is 2. My y is 23 over 5. That's actually okay. That's the point where they cross, which is like 4.6 or something like that. Okay. Do you guys kind of semi-remember that? Yes, I see some nodding. Yep. Like I said, it was going to come back to you. This is why we're covering it. Okay. Now, what happens if they don't match up? What can I do? Remember I told you guys I can multiply equations by whatever I want to make it work? Yes? So, Mia, do me a favor. Would you want to cancel out the x's or cancel out the y's? And there's no wrong answer. The x's. So, see how this one's a positive 2 right here? I'm just randomly picking one, by the way. If I make this a negative, if I multiply times a negative and change the sign, you guys remember this? negative 2x, negative 3y, negative 27. Now they cancel. You guys remember that? You can multiply equations by whatever you want. Also, what if I did this? What if I multiply the top equation times 2? Then I have positive 6y and negative 6y. So the y's can cancel. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. As long as it works, you're still okay. Like I said, you could have chosen to cancel out the y's and multiply the first one by 2. Then you end up with positive 6 and negative 6. That would have worked too. Okay, do you guys semi-remember elimination? I'm not going to go through this a lot. Yes, semi-remember? We're gonna practice today. I'm not actually going to memorize it right now. Okay, hopefully you remember it. All right, let's go to substitution. Substitution, which was my favorite. We did this one right before the break. My little clicker. Here we go. Substitution, when one or both of the equation, when they have a variable alone. In other words, you see one of them that says x equals or y equals or something like that. Okay? When one of them says x equals or y equals, I can use the substitution method, because think about it like this. If I just said x equals 3, forget about this part for just now, just for a second, and I ask you to solve this, 3x plus 2, what would I do? What would I do, guys? If it said x equals 3, and I ask you to solve this, what would I do? No, I would just plug in right here. Okay, well, let's say this is 2x, by the way. Let's just say it's 2x. Would I just multiply 2 times 3? You guys with me? I would just plug in and go 2 times 3, because that's what x is, right? We're substituting in. 6 plus 2 is what? 8, right? Now, please don't write that down. This is the example like I gave you earlier. If x is this and I told you to plug it in, you'd be able to do that, right? It's the same thing, even though it's a little bit bigger. You see how this one says x equals 3? So all I'm going to do, first of all, what is x? Done. X is 3. They gave you one of the answers. Because what are we looking for? We're looking for x and, well, one of them already says x equals 3. The x is solved for. If it said y equals 2, we already know the y. That makes it very easy. Would you agree? All right, so if x is 3, now I'm just going to plug in. What's 4 times 3? 12. What's 12 minus 2? 10. Y equals 10. There's my answer. And you're like, okay, I remember doing that. Now, a little bit harder. Let's jump over here. You see where it says x equals y plus 2? Wake up, guys. I know you're tired. I'm tired with you. Basketball practice was really early this morning. It felt really early. So I'm with you. All right, here we go. Do you guys see x equals y plus 2? Yes? I'm going to take this equation, because it says x equals, I'm going to plug in for the x. So if I rewrite it, here's what it's going to look like. Negative 3. Here's the x. Yes? Plus 4y equals 9. What does x equal? You guys remember that now? You a little bit lost? Say it, because if you have a question, somebody else probably has the exact same question. Okay, all I did was I took this equation, right? And I wrote it again, but the only thing that's different is instead of saying x, I put y plus 2, because that's what x is equal to. I rewrote the exact same equation. I just plugged in something different for x. I see some nodding now. Everybody's like, okay, we got it? Now I just solve. What's negative 3 times y? Negative 3y. Negative 3 times 2, that's negative 6, right? When you multiply by negative, it changes the signs. You guys remember this? And then nothing else changed. Plus 4y equals 9. Now what's negative 3 plus 4? What? 1. 1 what? Or just y. So y minus 6 equals 9. Now it's just a little one-step equation. Somebody's battery dying on their Chromebooks. How do I solve this? Plus 6. Y equals what? 15. So we know what the y is. X is whatever y is plus 2, right? So I'm going to plug it right back here. What's 15 plus 2? 17 is my x. Once you solve it, you plug it back in. You guys remember that? I know that's a lot. Remember, because we had arrows everywhere, and I told you to do it side by side. This is why I told you to do it side by side, so that you didn't have them stacked, and it's kind of awkward. Okay. Do you guys remember that though? Yes. Kind of, sort of. Yes. Today we're going to talk about the third one. Today we're going to talk about the third one, which is what? Graphing. This one is by far the easiest one, and I've got a graph on here just to kind of help you out. Okay. All right. Here we go. Graphing. When both of the equations are set up with y equals, okay, when the y is alone in both equations, in other words, it's in slope-intercept form. What is slope-intercept? What's the equation, guys? Y equals mx plus b. Yeah. But if you see y equals, that's like a key. That is a key. Y equals is very, very important, okay? Now, here's what I like to tell you guys. If you really like graphing, and if you know how to move equations around and make your equations say y equals, all you have to do is put these in y equals and use Desmos to find the answers. When you guys take your STAR test at the end of the year, or whatever test you guys are taking, if somebody else is watching this, if you guys take your test and they say solve this system of equations, it doesn't matter if it's in standard form, whatever form it is in, if you can put them into y equals and just put it in Desmos or whatever program you're allowed to use and graph it, it'll give you the answer. You guys like that? It's so much easier. Just set it up and then put them in y equals, and then you can graph it. Okay, so let's do the first one. If you see systems like these, you'll probably want to solve by graph because they are in y equals. Let's see if we remember how to graph. You guys remember to do this? Okay, go to Desmos, type that in. 3x minus 4, y equals your first equation. Y equals 3x minus 4. It's going to look like this. Negative 4, dot, and my slope is 3, so I'm going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3 over 1. Yes? 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. I did it several times just because. Okay, get my little handy dandy ruler. That's not it? Okay, good. Hello? There we go. Good luck. I want these to be straight because we're going to use the point. All right, what's the other equation? Y equals what? X plus 5. Okay. Y equals x plus 5. Okay. Now we're gonna run out of space, right? So y equals x plus 5 looks like this, correct? Now on this graph, I'm going to run out of room. But it looks like it's going to connect right about here. What point is that? What does it say? Do you guys get it? Look at Desmos. Did you get it? This looks like it's about 1. There should be a point where it crosses. Go to the point where they cross. What is it? Just tell me what the point is. What? 9.5 and what? 4.5, is that right? Is that what everybody got? It's okay to have a decimal. That's your answer. If you could put them into y equals and just graph it, it will give you the answer. Fair? Now, would these cross if my graphs kept going? Yeah, they would cross. Okay. All right, do the second one. Y equals 4 minus 2x. Is that one in slope-intercept form? Hold on. Is it in y equals? Guys, wake up. Is it in y equals?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay. Even though the slope is second, slope is always next to the x, right? So my slope is negative 2. There's my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is positive 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And my slope is negative 2. So I'm going to go down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Good? And then the next one, 1/3 x plus 5. So positive 5, up 1 over 3. 1, 2, 3. Correct? Should look like this. What is that point right there? It's a decimal. It's not a perfect point. What is that, guys? Wake up. Is anybody having an issue with this? What do you got?
I got negative 0.43.
Hey, that looks about right. Hold on. Not quite -1, so negative 0.43. That's about right there. Yes. And then up looks like it's going to be right around 5, maybe a little bit less. What do you got? What's the y? 4 point, almost 5, isn't it? 4.86. There's my answer. All you have to do, guys, is just tell me what that point is. You put them in y equals, it'll give you the answer. You guys okay? Do the last one. Now I'm going to graph it. Where do you put the what? Here in a second, we're going to practice one. That's not in y equals. X plus 3, negative x plus 3. So here we go. Negative x, down 1/1. I'm just going to do every point. Okay. And then, so anybody that's watching, +2. So I'm going to go here. And my slope is -5/2. So I'm going to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 2. And I don't know if I'm going to have room to do it. Up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's call it 5. Left 2. Be about right there. Yes? Ruler. Pretty dang good. All right, looks like we're about the same point, right? Are they decimals? I don't see a perfect point, do you? What are they? Looks like negative. Looks like negative 0.75-ish. What is it? Give me the numbers. You guys have the graph on your Desmos. Negative 0.7? Negative 0.7. Is that exact? Just 0.7. Done? Round it up. Okay. What's the x? Looks like 3.75 maybe? What do you get? 3.7 what? It says, so 3.7 extent. There it is. Guys, if you can just put these in and graph them, life's a whole lot easier, okay? How many of you are like, okay, I can do this. All you got to do is type it in and it'll give you the answer. Okay, so what if they're not in y equals? So let's back up a problem, okay? Or let's back up a slide. Yes? Let's back up a slide. Let's go to the second one. The second one. What do you notice? Is one of them in y equals already? Yes. So I do not need to change this one. Go ahead and type in the second one. Y equals 3x. Now, I'm going to pause the video here in a second because here's what we're about to do. Take this first one, and I want you to put that into y equals. We did this in class. Move the x divided by y. Move the x divided by y. You guys remember doing those? I had you repeat that several times. Move the x divided by y. Move the x over, divide by -2. Okay? So here we go. On the back of your paper, I want you to write down 4x minus 2y equals 8. And I'm going to pause the video while you guys are doing this. Maybe. First equation, y equals 3x. There's my point. 1, 2, 3 over 1. I'm not going to do the whole graph. I just want to see if I'm in kind of the right ballpark. Okay. All right, here we go. Move the x divided by y, right? You want me to do this in different colors so you can kind of see the work? See some yeses? All right, here we go. My goal is this right here, y equals. That is my goal. So everything from this side, except for that y, everything has to go the other side. Agreed? Everything that is on the side with the y has to somehow end up on the other side. Okay? So what was the first step I told you guys to do? Move the what? Nope, move the x. So positive 4x becomes a what if I need to move it? Negative 4x. I'm going to put negative 4x on both sides because what that does is that cancels it out on that side. Yes? So we have negative 2y equals negative 4x plus 8, correct? All I have to do is drop that 8 down, plus 8. If you put negative 4x on the end, it's okay. It doesn't change it. Everybody, you guys remember that? It doesn't matter. The x can be on the end. So we divide by negative 2 now. 2 negatives make a what, guys? What's 4 divided by 2? Positive 2x. And then what's 8 divided by negative 2? Negative 4. There's my equation. Now I can graph it. Y equals 2x minus 4. So I go up here, 2x minus 4. I'm going to go down 2 over 1. Like right there. You guys, do me a favor, graph that and tell me what you get. It doesn't look like a perfect point. It looks like it's going to be like a decimal again, 0.5 or something. You're in Desmos graphing, right? You guys are still in Desmos. So here's an equation. There's an equation. All you got to do is type it in and just look for the answer. That's all you got to do. What'd you get? Are we having problems with typing equations in?
Yeah, mine says negative 4.
Negative 4 what?
Negative 12.
Negative 4, negative 12? Oh, I know what I did wrong. How did I graphed it wrong. What did I do wrong, guys? My y-intercept's wrong. So I bet that's right. 100% I bet that I graphed it wrong. I put it at positive 4. My fault. It happens. So I put it in negative 4. Up 2 over 1, right? Oh, no. Yeah, and I put a negative slope too. God, I had everything backwards. I did a negative slope and it's positive. Okay, yeah. So it's actually going to cross way down there eventually. Whew, I butchered that one. Okay, are we good so far? Okay, that's my fault. I 100% messed that one up. It happens. Okay, one more. Let's go back to the other ones when they're stacked. Let's go to, let's try not to mess this one up really bad. Let's go to the third one. 4x on the back, I want you to put them side by side. 4x minus 3y equals 1. And I'm not going to graph this one because apparently I don't know how to graph today. That's good. Side by side, 4x minus 3y equals 1. 3x plus 2y equals 7. Put them both into y equals. What are my two steps again? Move the x, divide by y. Okay, go ahead and do that. I'm going to wait. I'll pause it. Only 3 weeks left of school, guys, and you get another 2-week break. I've had some people stop me and ask me when I'm doing another video. I've got fans. They're like, hey, I haven't seen one of your videos lately. So, hey, Mom. Okay. Mom watches the videos. So, retired life must be hard. Sit there and watch her son teaching Algebra 1. Okay. All right. Mom and Ron. All right. Step 1. What is it? Move the x. Positive 4x becomes a what, guys? So now I've got negative 3y equal. I'm going to put the negative 4x on the end, yes? It doesn't matter. I'm just going to put the negative 4x on the end. Just to show you it doesn't really matter, okay? If you didn't put it on the end, that's fine. 100%, okay? And then divide by negative 3, yes? Y equals negative 1/3 x, or negative 1/3 plus 4/3 x. So your slope should be positive 4/3, and your y-intercept should be negative 1/3. Is that what you got? What'd you do? Did you get this? Y equals 4/3x minus 1/3? Yeah. It's the exact same thing. It is the exact same thing, because look, 4/3 is positive. Yes? 1/3 is negative. It doesn't really matter what order it's in as long as the signs are okay. Go ahead and put that into Desmos. Put that in. Put the slash. Slashes make the fractions. Now let's do the other one. Move the x, divide by y. Negative 3x. So now I've got 2y equals negative 3x plus 7. Right? Yes. Am I doing anything that's like, I'm going kind of quick because we've done this, like tons of these. Yes. We've done a lot of these. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Y equals negative 3 over 2. X plus 7 over 2. Yes? Cool. Graph them. Tell me what you get. You get them graphed? What'd you get, guys? What's the X number? I'm just going to kind of quickly sketch it. Negative 1/3, so it's going to be like there. It's going to be something like this. Well, sort of. And then positive 7 over 2, which is going to be like 3.5. Negative slope. So I'm going to say it's going to be 2 positive numbers. That's just kind of guesstimating. Is it kind of what it looks like on your graphs? I see some nodding. So what's my X number, guys? Just go over to the point where they cross and just tell me the numbers. What? 19 for my X? Perfect. What's the Y? Is that what you got? Did everybody get that? No? What'd you get? Oh, what else did you get? I don't think it's negative 25 because that would be like down here. Okay, what's the decimal? What'd you get? Why are we confused, guys? Did you guys do it? Did you guys type them in exactly like this? Did you type them in exactly like that? 2 different equations. Okay, what'd you get?
But X is
1.352. Okay, what's the Y?
1.47.
Okay, that's quadrant 1. Yeah, I would go with that. Is that what everybody else got? Why are you guys scared to say anything?
I got 0.29412.
Okay. Did anybody else get that? No, we just need to check what we typed in, okay? All right, let's look at the bottom. I'll keep that graph there. What happened? Was something wrong? He added a plus. You added a plus. All right, let's look at the bottom. You know what? We're not going to do this, okay? We're not going to do this side. Listen, I really don't care what method you use. If you like substitution, use substitution. If you like elimination, use elimination. If you like graphing, use graphing. Get it in y equals and just type it in. Okay? Your answers on the test, I don't think you're going to have any decimals. It should be very, very straightforward. Okay? Questions? Okay. We're going to take a little break. I know that some of you guys are tired. Can't wait to talk about OU football, and rightfully so. Okay, boomer. What's up? I'll go back and look. I'm going to do before you guys take the test. I'm going to do a review video. Okay, I will put a review video online probably by tomorrow. Okay, so we will find a time to do that. Cool. We're going to make it work. Hey, go ahead and take a break.